The sun that rises in the morning is a sign of hope for a brighter day.
Why do I feel like that's Ralph Waldo Emerson or something, or Da Vinci or something?
No, that's the dynamite.
Nice one, but of course,
no, where there's
like
hope.
you said, yeah, where there's hope, there's life, and that gives us courage to fight and make each day magnificent.
Welcome to a brand new episode of your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria. And guess what? It's Friday, people.
Definitely, today's show promises to be super fun, exhilarating, and of course, mind-blowing. Mike Mesikeno is my name.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Thank you so much for joining us. It's another beautiful Friday edition of the show. And we're going to, let our hair down. You know, we're on the jeans, we're on the native, we're on the chill mode.
Yep.
We're going to have a chef on the show very, very soon as well in the kitchen.
Of course, remember you can stream live if you have to go out. tvcentertainment.tv, that's our website. The #1 place you should go to, your one-stop shop. TVC Connect, of course, on Facebook also.
Okay, so when it comes to those comments, we love them. We appreciate them all the time. Don't hesitate to use any of our social media platforms with our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Definitely, you can also download our app to interact with us. And of course, YouTube, that's where you can get videos of the show and also segments that you enjoyed. You can catch up on them. TVC Entertainment, that's the channel on YouTube.
So once you are there, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification button so that every time a new video pops up, you get to see it first. We're going to be on Instagram Live today from 2:30 p.m. and we have something extra for you.
Extra.
Guess who's going to be joining us today?
We have more time.
Guess who's going to be joining us?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
Yeah.
Well, I know them very well. I've known them for the past 7 years of their lives. Yes.
Titi.
I'm talking about the one and only Amber and Ruby Oyinson.
Oh, wow.
They are going to be joining us on Instagram Live today at 2:30. You want to meet my kids? You want to see what they've been up to throughout this lockdown? Wonder why they're YouTubers? You'll find out at 2:30 p.m.
You definitely don't want to miss all of that coming your way.
Yeah.
We'll kick off this morning's show with Daily Vulnerables. Today, Gideon has us covered. So someone, a friend was talking about how she wanted flowers, and they told her to bring 100K for it.
Okay.
I think it was artificial flowers. I was just like, just flowers. So,
so are you sure it was artificial or real flowers? Because I know it's real flowers that are more expensive.
And how long will they stay with you?
Well, depends on how you keep them. Maybe a week.
When they are off their stems and their roots,
so those
will they last a week?
Yes, so they have a way of preserving them. There's this kind of faux soil kind of thing that you can keep feeding water and keeps keeping the flowers really nice and fresh for about a week. But then again, if you are in a cool environment, the flowers last. But I'm just saying the more expensive ones are the fresh ones. How do I know this? Because, you know, I've received a few. There was one that, I think was it last year's Valentine's, that my husband bought a box of flowers. And I was like, why is it in a box? But that was what was used to preserve them.
It lasted long,
like 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
So if you're thinking of buying fresh flowers for her, you might want to...
Well, maybe not fresh, because I once came across this poet who said, if you see a flower, you love it, and it's very beautiful, don't pluck it.
Okay.
Because if you pluck it, you're going to kill it. If you want to enjoy it more, let it grow.
Let it grow.
In its denizen. So, for me, I think when I say the beauty of flowers, I just take you, maybe let's go to a garden. Let's go to lilies. Let's see.
You see them in there.
Let's see the lilies. Let's see the roses. Let's see what now? What are those cauliflowers, all those, you know, all those names of flowers. Just go, you know, feel them.
Enjoy them in their natural environment.
You know.
I want to go back to that analogy you just used. If you see a flower and you pluck it, you kill it. So I want to use that in terms of relationships. Now, there have been some gentlemen, I'm going to call them gentlemen, some men that as soon as they pluck a particular woman from a house, you know, they end up killing it instead of not allowing it to grow. So I'm saying this for a reason. There's probably somebody out there that needs to hear this. You know, so the men out there, you're not plucking it from the garden. Please, don't pluck it. You have to nurture it.
Okay.
Feed it water. create an environment for it to grow. And I'm talking about your women. There are too many women that, you know, have complained that as soon as they got married, all their hopes, dreams, aspirations, they just had to let it go because there wasn't any support from their men. You know?
You see, that's for me, that's the ultimate in life. Apart from your life, that's about the only thing that will stay with you. The kids will grow and leave you. It will happen. If you live long enough to see them grow, they will leave you. What will remain with you? Those things that you've worked for. So as much as our kids are important and we give them all the attention, understand that your dreams, they should be valid. And like you said, yes, that's what will stay with you, man. When you get to 60, 70, 80.
It's your woman that's going to be there in the end. Your woman is going to be there with
you. Yeah,
but by God's grace.
You should. That's what I mean. Finally, when you are alone with yourself, your dreams and your vision, what you've built, what you've carried on and all that, that's what will stay with you. So, hey, come on. Your marriage should not let your plans, your dreams and your visions die. They should...
You should honestly, I'm hopeful for a friend of mine who, you know, she's been looking for someone and she met someone right now and he's so supportive of her dreams. But I think we'll continue this conversation later on because there's a lot more to that story. At this point, I'll be taking the news update. Let's give you an update on the ongoing investigation of the acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu. We now know those who are members of the panel. They are Justice Ayo Salami, who is the chairman, DIG Mike Ogbezi, representing the police, Hassan Abdullahi, standing in for the Department of State Services, Douglas Ekweme, representing NFIU. Others are Malam Shamsuddin from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Muhammad Abubakar from the Ministry of Justice, Kazim Atilebi, representing civil society organizations. Meanwhile, the panel investigating allegations of misconduct against acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, has asked directors and sectional heads from the agency to bring files of cases handled since 2015, including forfeited assets and all cash releases within 7 days. Africa's headquarters of the World Health Organization in Brazzaville has urged for equitable access to expected COVID-19 vaccines. About 7 months after the outbreak of the virus in Wuhan city of China, the world is still racing for a cure for the virus that has killed over 550,000 people from more than 12 million infections. In Africa, there are at least 257,000 active cases as at Thursday. More than 12,000 deaths have been recorded on the continent, where 522,000 cases have been confirmed. Nigeria has crawled into third place of the countries with the highest infections. South Africa leads the pack with almost 50% of confirmed cases on the continent. Other countries in the top 5 are Egypt, Ghana, and Algeria. The former chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association in Ondo State, Dr. Michael Adeyeri, has died of COVID-19 infection. The current chairman of the NMA, Dr. Wale Oke, confirmed this to TVC News. Dr. Adeyeri's death has continued to elicit reactions from medical practitioners and health workers. His hospital has continued to host sympathizers of different shades. The Nasarawa State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Dr. Abdul Karim Kana, has tested positive for COVID-19. He is in self-isolation at home and is in a stable and clear condition. We are taking care of him. The Attorney General is a member of the State Task Force on COVID-19 who was reported to be conscious of the pandemic by observing its safety rules by daily wearing of masks, washing of hands, and usage of hand sanitizer. Meanwhile, the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, has asked the Inspector General of Police to investigate the allegation that he collected 4 billion naira from the acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu. Professor Osinbajo stated this in a petition to Mr. Mohammed Adamu through his lawyer, Taiwo Oshikwiton, that, and I quote, Jackson Ude, publisher of the allegation, will continue to publish these false claims on social media until an action for criminal defamation is commenced against him. The statement added that, quote, these vicious and malicious publications are meant to present him as a dishonest and loyal public officer and consequently unfit for the position he is occupying. His lawyers says if the allegation is false after investigation, the IGP should initiate defamation proceedings against Mr. Ude. The former group general manager at the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has told a federal high court, Lagos, that he delivered 12 bags containing $70 million to an Abuja-based banker in 2015 on the instructions of former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Dezani Alison Madueke. The ex-official, whose name is withheld, appeared as the first prosecution witness in Thursday's money laundering trial of former executive director of First Bank, Dauda Lawal. Mr. Lawal is accused of receiving $25 million out of a total of $153 million, which Mrs. Dezani allegedly doled out to influence the 2015 general election. The witness led in evidence by the EFCC prosecutor, Rotimi Oyedepo, told Justice Muslim Hassan that it was at a briefing that the then minister gave him the 12 padlocked bags to convey to someone named Charles, which he did. But he added that it was not until they were both invited by the EFCC for interrogation that Charles confirmed that the bags contained the sum of $70 million. Under cross-examination by the defense counsel, Patrick Ikweto, SAN, the witness said he had never met the accused person before. The trial continues on July 21st. The Federal Inland Revenue Service has extended the closing date of its waiver of penalty and interest window on tax debts owned by individuals and businesses from June 30th to August 31st, 2020. Its executive chairman, Mr. Mohammed Nami, in a statement signed by Director Communications and Liaison Department, FIRS, Abdullahi Ismaila Ahmad, said that states that the extension is a follow-up to some palliative measures devised by the FIRS to cushion the effects of COVID-19 pandemic on the economy to support tax-paying individuals and business entities in the country. Tax debtors have been advised to liquidate their outstanding tax liabilities on or before 31st of August 2020 in order to enjoy waiver of accumulated penalties and interests. And that's it on the news update for this hour. We'll be taking a quick break and be back with much more. Yes, indeed, I have the headlines in the Daily standing by for you, and we're starting with the Punch newspaper this morning. Panel questions EFCC chiefs as Magu's probe detention continue. Magu attempted to probe NSA for alleged financial crime, stopped by Malami. Lawyer files for application for suspended anti-graft agency's boss release today. And that's the main story right there on the cover. In the photo story there, 103 suspects paraded for cultism, robbery, others in Ogun State. It also says right at the top here, power crisis, reps, BPE defer on Genco's Disco's performance. Page 20 has more on that. Nigeria has developed COVID-19 test kit, says federal government. Afenifere demands minister's sacking for stopping school resumption. No going back on petrol subsidy removal, according to federal government. Now, I'm moving straight to the bottom there. It says, family laments son's disappearance for 8 years after police arrest. Pages 4 and 5 have more info on that. I'm planning a rigorous defense to free hush puppy, says U.S. lawyer. And reps, Lebanese envoy, agreed to extradite Nigerian on trial. And let me wrap with this. Redeemed Church excommunicates pastor over attempt to sleep with a woman. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch. Let me move as quickly as possible to the Vanguard newspaper here. It says, Day 4, panel grills Magu's 7 untouchables. 7 untouchables accused of blackmail, extortion of money from suspects. appropriating exhibits, selling off forfeited, seized assets. Asked to explain role in exploits of AG EFCC chairman, and Magu brought to ASUU Villa at about 10 yesterday for more grilling. Right at the top here, impeachment set up panel to probe Ondo Deputy Governor. Assembly tells Chief Judge. On deregulation, federal government never promised to keep fuel price permanently low, says Minister. On COVID-19, NDDC taken to task by Senate over 3.14 billion naira palliative for police and staff. Meanwhile, Buhari signs revised 10.8 trillion naira 2020 budget into law today. And Boko Haram relocates to Northwest, North Central as bandits, according to Defense Headquarters. I'll wrap with this. Okay, yeah, I'll wrap with this. It says, we're afraid to confront Lucifer Church of Satan founder, says Abia community residents. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard. Now, I have This Day newspaper with us, with me rather, as well. It says here, panel quizzes top EFCC officials as Magu's interrogation enters fourth day. Demands files of cases, forfeited assets, register, cash releases since 2015. My house not searched by anti-graft agency, says Abdusalami Abubakar. Oshinbajo seeks to clear name petitions on IG on alleged 4 billion naira bribe. Ondo Deputy Governor Assembly asked CJ to Chief Justice to compose probe panel. And I'm moving it to the top. Now, South Africa overtakes Nigeria in cost of borrowing. That's interesting. NMPC remits 219 billion naira to FAAC in April. And that's what it says on the cover of This Day newspaper. The Nation newspaper is up next. Magu battles for bail as EFCC chiefs face panel. 4 billion naira allegation. Osinbajo demands probe 16 top officials before Salami Committee. Story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 8. According to Absalami, EFCC never searched my house. 7 held for Ekiti Ondo bank robberies. Lagos alerts residents of looming floods. Wow. Lagos mainland, Mushin, Ikorodu, Ibejuleki to be worst hit. 9 jostle for Ondo Deputy Governor. Speaker to Chief Justice says raise panel. And let me wrap it with this. 12,315,925 cases officially recorded for global 19 all over the world. And the official death toll internationally stands at 554,985 people. Presently, in Nigeria, 30,748 cases have been recorded, with the death toll standing at 689. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation, and that's how we wrap up the headlines in the dailies at this point. We'll be taking them again in the next hour. But for now, we have to take a quick break, some bills to pay.
Welcome to Lagos traffic. Let's take a look at what the traffic is like around the city of Lagos. You can also give some helpful tips on social media, Twitter. You can hit us up at TVC Connect, use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Okay, so let's see how it is like on Ikorodu Road. At this moment, if you're heading from Ikorodu Road up until Maryland is quite free. Let me go the whole expanse. Let's see how it is to Jibowu. Let's see how that bus stop is now. But at this moment, up until Maryland, under the Independence Tunnel is quite free. By the time you get to the Independence Tunnel, there's a little bit of traffic there. I'm sure that is because of the road under that Independence Tunnel at Maryland bus stop there. But hey, it'll take you just about to head to Jibowu from, let's see, from Tollgate. From Tollgate 7 up, heading to Jibowu will take you just about 24 minutes, which is quite okay. The road is quite free. The first point where you would encounter traffic would be let's see now exactly what point now. After Ojota Senior Secondary School, just a little bit past Mende, like I'd mentioned, Independence Tunnel. I'm sure this should be about Independence Tunnel area, exactly. And then by the time you head towards the opening of Independence Tunnel, that's by, of course, Maryland Mall. Just after Maryland Mall, it frees up, and from what I can see here, it's quite free up until you get to just Nipco filling station. This is Akinola Street. That should be at about Fadeyi area. There's a little bit of traffic there, and it goes slow, but it's moving. It's moving, not so fast as much, up until you get to the intersection there by Jibo. And if you're moving forward, to head to CMS, this is going to be a route that is going to be quite well used in the coming days. Of course, that will be because of the partial closure of Third Mainland Bridge. So a number of people are definitely going to use Ikorodu Road when having to find a way to get to the island. Of course, the Third Mainland Bridge, according to reports, is going to be partially closed, not the full closure, but different parts of the bridge are going to be closed at different days to walk on the bridge, okay? So let's see how it is to CMS. If you're heading from there to CMS via the same Ikorodu Road, it will take you, let's see, about 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes. If you, once you get to that bypass under Jibowo there, and you're heading towards Eko Bridge, Costain, that is where you're going to get another bit of traffic. It's, you know, here and there at about Costain. It frees up from Costain by the time you get up into Eko Bridge, and of course heading towards Marina. You know that bottleneck when you're heading into CMS, because it's a bottleneck, so you're definitely going to have some issues coming up there. But once you go down, it's a bit free. If you're going to head towards Aja and all the rest, from that point, it's let's see now. Let's see how it is heading from Aja, or from that point towards Aja at this moment. From CMS, it's quite very free. It just take you just under 35 minutes. It's quite free. You know, the return journey, Aja to CMS, I'm sure that is where you're going to have an issue, but it is almost the same thing as the opposite way. Quite free at this point. Okay, all right. That's what we can take. I'll go join the ladies in the kitchen, and let's see what's up and about.
All right. Now, Mike doesn't look like he's dressed for traffic at all. He looks like he's dressed for like a four-wheel drive, you know, just a very chilled drive, you know. Look, you're never braced for traffic.
I hate traffic, man. I hate traffic.
You can't stand it, can you?
So, see, the point is, look, if I'm going somewhere, I'm caught up, I would do my best to maybe find somewhere and chill. Find somewhere, sit down.
Sit down.
Because, man, I don't know how people do it. You hear somebody and someone says, I spent 5 hours in 5 hours. How did you do it? How? You didn't slip off on the wheel. You didn't slap somebody from. How did you do it?
Yeah.
So me, I would just, that's why there are times when I've gotten back home very late. I would just find somewhere, just sit down and sleep or something.
So whenever you're on an expressway that's going in and out of Lagos, those kind of cases happen. So there's nowhere for you to park and stop and go and chill somewhere. There's nowhere. See, it's literally bushes everywhere. See, so
before I
get
there,
you don't have a choice.
You wanted to say?
Yeah, I wanted to say that's what actually.
You wanted to say?
Yeah, I wanted to say that's what actually one of the major reasons why I don't like to drive in Lagos.
Okay.
Man.
Really?
See, look, I wouldn't.
See that traffic? I would be extremely cranky. Me that I'm cranky on a normal day. You know, traffic.
So, see, legit, I don't know how people do it. See, so before, I talk to people about maps, how important maps are. We don't all have cars that are factory fitted with maps. Yeah. But normally, if you had a car, if everybody had a car that was factory fitted with maps, even if we were going to stroll out here, you check it out. And I know somebody that, look, if I'm going to the front of my door and I can't, I want to check it because I've seen where just one small road you missed, and when you entered, your destiny just died there. You know, there's traffic can tie your destiny down.
So there was a wedding happening in Kaduna, and I was in Abuja, and there's the major road to Kaduna, and then there's I think the train route, and I was like, train, I didn't know the trains were actually very, you know, very touche, and you know, but I was like, train, no, let's use cab. That's how me and my friends, we all split the money. That, yeah, let's go. That's how I opened Mapo. Hey, I just saw red along this. And then I now saw an alternative route. So the driver was like, are you sure you know this route? I was like, no, I ain't be this now. I was not showing the guy. So he was like, don't worry, let's take the normal road. And then when we get to that alternative route, we'll now see how things are. That's how we did it too. That's how I used phone to go from Abuja to Kaduna.
Yeah, actually, GPS actually helped me while we were traveling, because we were on a road trip. We were traveling 2 hours for my father's burial, and we didn't know our way to you. The GPS actually, surprisingly,
it takes you there.
It actually really helped us get to Uyo.
That's what it's there for.
That's
so
the power of technology.
You have to
never,
take advantage of it. I
yeah.
know people that when they hear Google Maps, because one day something happened, they don't. You see, it's almost like every other app. You know, that you have to learn how to use it. So, and this person, it probably got them to somewhere. You know, probably because they don't really know how to use it. You know, and it happened. And since that day, if you hear Goo. Are you okay? I
was gonna mention the fact that, you know, we're standing by for the chefs to get in today. You know why? Because the Indomie Cafe is about to hit TVC one more time.
Hit the studio.
Yes, hit the studio one more time, and they've been doing some really great work. We had some winners announced yesterday again, and if you are wondering if you're one of the winners, you should visit our social media pages at TVC Connect. On Instagram has a post there with the names of the winners from this week and last week as well. And then, of course, you can win more prizes today. So you need to make sure you stay tuned for that.
Do we mention some of the winners again?
If I can find the post
I know.
time, do you have the? Okay,
yes, I do. Okay, so some of the Indomie Cafe winners on Instagram at Dimeji_07.
Yeah.
Facebook, Olatayo M. Orasoyin. Arosoyin, I'm sorry, Arosoyin. And then Twitter at UC Love. That's YUCEE Love.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take that again. On Instagram is at Dimeji_07. Facebook, Olatayo Arosoyin. And Twitter at UC Love.
All right. So those are our winners, and there'll be more from today as well. So that should be fun. And guess what, people? What? It's game day! I got you guys. You didn't see it coming. I love game day.
Okay, I'm actually looking forward to today's game because I like to compete with Mike.
Yes, so and Mike is actually, he tries not to be, but he's actually quite competitive. He doesn't realize
this native attire. I seriously doubt that. You look like you are the best spirits today.
So. No. The way this period, there are probes and panels are just happening. Thoughts are just being solved. So the way you dress now, just know you check, is this guy going for probes? Are they going to probe him, or is he going to probe somebody? The probes and the panels have just been dropping in out. So, you know, this is just when you just want to be safe, just dress like this.
But you actually look good.
Just dress like this when you want to be safe.
We didn't get the memo.
When you want to be safe, just this period, just dress like that. You know, something that also intrigued me yesterday was when I saw a statement from the lawyer who is representing Hush Puppy.
I was gonna go there. You went there. You went there.
It was quite, but that's what you'd expect from a lawyer.
Yeah,
someone else said something like, that if he's found guilty, then they should jail the lawyer also. No, they won't. They won't. I don't know.
The guy is paid to defend. So that's the thing. As soon as they took him to America, I was like, this guy is going to get a free and fair trial. You know,
which he should.
Yeah, he should. But
which he should.
I'm like, you know, there's some countries that you know that they're not even going. They're just going to leave you somewhere for you to stew a while first. But in the U.S., there's due process. Yeah. There's, you know, he will talk to his lawyer.
To be properly adjudicated.
Man, after all that money.
Before this one, the case is rock solid. Very rock solid.
Very rock,
I hear you on that.
So
but American lawyers, we watch a lot of film now.
I beg, forget film.
All these lawyers have their ways.
If I hear, forget, you think it's how to get away with murder? Analyst Keating and what's scandal?
Imagine an analyst Keating saying,
scandal.
did you do it?
Did you do it?
Did you actually do it? But the evidences are there.
Yeah.
Are there?
Are there? Exactly.
So what's his name? What's this other guy's name in Suits now? There's this other guy. What's his name now? You know. So you want to come now?
Shoot.
But they're very different from Nigerian lawyers. Yeah.
They are, man. They will object.
It was
everything.
I say,
before you know now.
Lord, my Lord, may I?
I'm telling you, he might just do 1 year or something.
If you jam that kind of lawyer, just go to jail already. Just tell lawyer. Just I say, Lord, may I? May I approach?
Well, in this case, I think his lawyer would just appeal for his sentence.
The guy is collecting big money.
Lord, may I? Good morning. Yep, it feels great to be alive and here to bring the right breakfast show to get your Friday started.
Are you feeling this burst of excitement, this energy oozing from your TV screens? Are you feeling it?
It happens. It's a Friday, and Fridays always comes with that great feeling, knowing fully well that the weekend is here already.
Yeah, it's just hours away, like literally tomorrow. Like, you don't have to get up as early, especially us. Now, let's not forget that Fridays come with some delicious recipes, some fun games, and major things that keep our adrenaline pumping. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
I'm Mike Mesikeno, and now please remember the pandemic has not gone away. We ask that you maintain all prescribed safety measures to keep yourself and your family safe.
Yes, so please note that you can also stream this show live at tvcentertainment.tv and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect.
You can also download the app and watch us anywhere around the world.
Free of charge. It's a free app for Android and iOS, and with that, you know, you're good. You'll see the whole show. You won't miss anything. For more exciting videos, though, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's TVC Entertainment. Make sure you click that bell for notifications.
Of course, Wake Up Nigeria Extra every Friday, 2:30 p.m. We have more time. We get to chat with interesting guests. We have more time to talk, much longer, 30 minutes at least. You don't want to miss all of that, of course, that we have on Wake Up Nigeria Extra.
And well, hey, for another edition of The Kitchen, we have, of course, standing by in the kitchen for the Indomie Cafe to begin. Hey,
Hi, Titi. And of course, I'm sure they'll be here in a bit. Hopefully, they're not stuck up in traffic. But guys, if you want to win some cool coupons, please stay with us. There's so much more that you need to, you know, grab during the show. But hey, I'm sure they're going to be here in a bit, so you just stay tuned, please. Don't go anywhere.
Can't wait.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And in just about, say, 25 minutes, of course, the football season will bring its rounding up. It's rounding up quite soon. Very much. There was controversy yesterday, Manchester United and all of that. Big game will be coming right up.
Why men are always quick to call out ladies whenever, you know, things don't go their way.
Maybe often quick, not always quick.
Okay, often.
Maybe
quick.
Often
is the word I should use. This actually just reminded me of a few days ago. On different occasions, this conversation has come up on Twitter, where ladies have to share their experiences where they're, you know, in a public place where a guy stops them and is maybe trying to get their attention, and because they do not give him that attention that he needs, they begin to call, you know, call out funny names.
Okay,
you know that. Condescending names like ashewo, prostitutes, or stuff like that. Stuff like that.
I hear
which
you
can be
that.
very, you know, demeaning.
So there's a bill now that has been passed into law, the sexual harassment bill.
Yeah.
So it's the way you whistle and just talk anyhow to any lady. If she has evidence, Ogbeni, they will lock you up. But
it's about time.
It's
about time.
I know. I feel like it's been there, and for ladies, you know, the best you can do, especially when it's people that you don't know, you know, people that don't, they actually don't matter a lot of the time. So. Just ignore, because most of the time there are street urchins and all of that that do these things quite a lot. So in those cases, if you turn, someone says if the dog barks at you, tries to bite you, you turn, I want to bite the dog, you want to be a dog too.
Yeah, but I feel that there has to be more awareness on, you know, ways to curb, you know, that it's not a crime, but it's not right.
All right, let's take the news now.
Yes, indeed. And let's give you an update on the ongoing investigation of the acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu. We now know those who are members of the panel. They are Justice Ayo Salami, who is the chairman, DIG Mike Ogbezi, representing the police, Hassan Abdullahi, standing in for the Department of State Services, Douglas Ekweme, representing NFIU. Others are Malam Shamsuddin from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Muhammad Abubakar from the Ministry of Justice, and Kazim Atilebi, representing civil society organizations. Meanwhile, the panel investigating allegations of misconduct against acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, has asked directors and sectional heads from the agency excuse me, to bring files of cases handled since 2015, including forfeited assets and all cash releases within 7 days. Africa's headquarters of the World Health Organization in Brazzaville has urged for equitable access to expected COVID-19 vaccines. About 7 months after the outbreak of the virus in Wuhan city of China, the world is still racing for a cure for the virus that has killed over 550,000 persons from more than 12 million infections. In Africa, there are at least 257,000 active cases. As at Thursday, more than 12,000 deaths have been recorded on the continent, where 522,000 cases have been confirmed. Nigeria has crawled into third place of countries with the highest infections. South Africa leads the pack with almost 50% of confirmed cases on the continent. Other countries in the top 5 are Egypt, Ghana, and Algeria. A former chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association in Ondo State, Dr. Michael Adeyeri, has died of COVID-19 infection. The current chairman of the NMA, Dr. Wale Oke, confirmed this to TVC News. Dr. Adeyeri's death has continued to elicit reactions from medical practitioners and health workers. His hospital has also continued to host sympathizers of different shades. The Nasarawa State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Dr. Abdul Karim Kana, has tested positive for COVID-19. He is in self-isolation at home and is in a stable and clear condition. We're taking care of him, end quote. The Attorney General is a member of the State Task Force on COVID-19, who was reported to be conscious of the pandemic by observing its safety rules like daily wearing of masks, washing of hands, and usage of hand sanitizers. Meanwhile, the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, has asked the Inspector General of Police to investigate the allegation that he collected 4 billion naira from the acting chairman of EFCC, Ibrahim Magu. Professor Osinbajo stated this in a petition to Mohammed Adamu through his lawyer, Taiwo Oshikiton, that, and I quote, Jackson Ude, publisher of the allegation, will continue to publish these false claims on social media until an action for criminal defamation is commenced against him. The statement added that, quote, these vicious and malicious publications are meant to present him as a dishonest and disloyal public officer and consequently unfit for the position he is occupying. His lawyers say if the allegation is false after investigation, the IGP should initiate defamation proceedings against Mr. Ude. A former group general manager at the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has told a federal high court, Lagos, that he delivered 12 bags containing $70 million to an Abuja-based banker in 2015 on the instructions of the former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Dezani Alison Madueke. The ex-official, whose names are withheld, appeared as the first prosecution witness in Thursday's money laundering trial of a former executive director of First Bank, Dauda Lawal. Mr. Lawal is accused of receiving $25 million out of a total of $153 million, which Mrs. Dezani allegedly doled out to influence the 2015 general election. The witness led in evidence by EFCC prosecutor Rotimi Oyedepo told Justice Muslim Hassan that it was at a briefing that the then minister gave him the 12 padlocked bags to convey to someone named Charles, which he did. But he added that it was not until they were both invited by the EFCC for interrogation that Charles confirmed that the bags contained the sum of $70 million. Under cross-examination by the defense counsel, Patrick Ikweto, SAN, the witness said he had never met the accused person before. Now, the trial continues on July 21st. And that's it on the news updates for this hour. I'll be taking a quick recess and return with the headlines. FCC chiefs face panel. 4 billion naira allegation. Osinbajo demands probe 16 top officials before Salami committee. At the top here, it says 9 jostle for Ondo deputy governor. Speaker to Chief Justice raise panel. Page 8 has more on that. NECOK's governor's input for 2.3 trillion naira stimulus plan. Meanwhile, Senate, NDDC, IMC spent 81.5 billion naira in 8 months, apparently. Page 8 has more on that. NEC, PTF to parley on economy, schools reopening. And moving to the photo story here, it says 7 held for Ekiti Ondo bank robberies. Lagos alerts residents for looming floods. Lagos mainland, Mushin, Ikorodu, Ibejuleki said to be worst hit. And the story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 8. On the number of COVID-19 cases globally, we've hit 12,315,925 cases officially recorded. Meanwhile, we have a death toll internationally of 554,985. In Nigeria, the number of recorded cases is 30,748, with a death toll of 689. I'll wrap with this. Dezani removed $70 million from MNPC in 12 bags. Page 4 has more on that.
Quite interesting stories on the
cover of the Nation.
This morning, all right, on the cover of the Punch newspaper, panel questions EFCC chiefs as Mago's probe detention continue. And 103 suspects paraded for cultism, robbery, others in Ogun. That's a picture story here. And reps Lebanese envoy agree to extradite Nigerian on trial. Redeemed Church excommunicates pastor over attempt to sleep with woman. And you can find that on page 9 of the paper. Osun local government declares curfew as suspected ritualist killed 2. Ondo Assembly asks CJ to constitute deputy governor's impeachment panel. Family laments son's disappearance for 8 years after police arrests. And that's on pages 4 and 5. I am planning vigorous defense to free hush puppy, says U.S. lawyer. And at the top of the paper here, power crisis. Reps BPE defer on Genco's Disco's performance. Nigeria has developed COVID-19 test kits, says federal government. Afenifere demands the minister's sacking for stopping school resumption. No going back on petrol subsidy subsidy removal, says federal government, and that's on page 17 of the Punch newspaper.
Okay, now we have the Vanguard newspaper with us as well, and it says, Day 4, panel grills Magu's 7 untouchables. The 7 untouchables accused of blackmail, extortion of money from suspects, appropriating exhibits, selling off forfeited seized assets. Asked to explain role in exploits of acting EFCC chairman. Magu brought to Aso Villa at about 10 p.m. yesterday for more grilling. Now, the photo story there says death trap in Lagos. Now, this is what causes anguish to motorists at the popular Mile 2 under bridge along Lagos-Badagry Expressway in Lagos. I mentioned this during the traffic update some days ago. It does seem to be getting worse and worse since the rains have begun. So please take care if you're passing through that particular route. It also says here, Boko Haram relocates to northwest, north central as bandits, defense headquarters say here. At the top, on impeachment, set up panel to probe Ondo Deputy Governor, Assembly tells Chief Judge. On deregulation, federal government never promised to keep fuel price permanently low, according to Minister. And on COVID-19, NDDC taken to task by Senate over 3.14 billion naira palliative for police and staff. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
And on this day newspaper, panel quizzes top EFCC officials as Magu's interrogation enters fourth day. Oshibajo seeks to clear name, petitions IG on alleged 4 billion naira bribe. Ondo Deputy Governor, Assembly asks CJ to compose probe panel. And that's on page 5 of this day newspaper. NNPC remits 219 billion naira to FAAC in April. South Africa overtakes Nigeria in cost of borrowing. And here's a photo story here of Vice President Yemi Oshibajo during the virtual meeting of the National Economic Council in Abuja yesterday on the topic repositioning the economy. And that's it on the cover of this day.
That same picture is also on the cover of The Guardian. That's the photo of the Vice President Yemi Oshibajo presiding over the virtual National Economic Council meeting in Abuja yesterday. Most pictures we see of the Vice President now, he's in some meeting or the other.
Yeah.
And it does show that, you know, there are loads of meetings going on.
Yeah, and there's work going on as well.
More operators quit $17 billion e-commerce sector. How poor logistics, infrastructure, distrust hinder players. Fake products, bad customer service worry consumers. And Ghana beats Nigeria on global average spending. Now, the story, quite lengthy there, starts on the cover and wraps up on page 6. ASUU fumes as U.S. plans to deport 16,000 Nigerian students. I heard about this yesterday. I was going to talk about it, actually.
Okay.
Knocks federal government over neglect of education system, says years of agitation for improved sector vindicated. Apparently, even Harvard wants to sue the U.S. government because they're saying if they're doing 100% virtual, there's no reason for Nigerian students to be in America.
Yeah.
If it's virtual, then why not go home?
Yes.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. And that's it on the headlines this morning in the papers. And it's time for some fitness. Welcome back. You're still on to Wake Up Nigerian. Yes, the Indomie Cafe people have arrived.
Yes.
When you see this face, you already know that we are about to go boom.
Yep.
It's so good to have you once
you very
again,
much.
Chef Hannah. Thanks for being here. So today she's taking us to Italy. Yes. And I'm so excited about today's recipe. So let's talk about it.
Okay. Today we'll be making one of our amazing and exciting recipe.
Yeah.
It's called Italiana.
Italiana.
Yeah.
Great.
It's made from authentic Italian spices.
Okay.
It has oregano, there's basil leaf, there's vegetables, there's cheese in it that makes it very healthy.
Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so just in case you're wondering, what's happening back here? Well, that's because Chef Michael, yes, is back here. He's just prepping, you know, some of the recipes that we are going to, some of the ingredients that we'll be using for our Italiana this morning. So you watching at home, I hope you're paying rapt attention to the ingredients and all of the elements that we are going to be using for our Indomie Cafe, because there's so much to win, guys. There's so much to win. And trust me, I mean, it's been it's been 2 weeks since we've been doing this. You know, Indomie Cafe has been coming on the show to teach us and, you know, give us opportunities to win different Indomie prices, and of course, learn different Indomie recipes. And today, she'll be teaching us how to make Italiana. Yes. Okay, so while Chef Michael is prepping some of the ingredients, let's talk about what we'll be working with.
Okay. The vegetables. Though you can use any veggies of your choice.
Yeah.
You can use carrot, tomato, onions, green pepper, anyone. But today we're just making use of green pepper, sweet corn, carrot, and onions.
Okay.
Yes.
And our Italiano spice, or Italiana spice, yes. Our Italiana spice. Tell us what goes into it. What makes up this spice?
Okay. This is already pre-cooked sauce here that we'll just be adding to the noodles.
Is it like a special secret recipe that you don't want to share?
I can just give you some tips.
Okay, give me some tips.
Okay. In here we have oregano leaf in it.
Okay.
There's dry chili.
Okay.
There's cheese.
Okay.
And so on.
All right, so the idea here is for you to stop over at any Indomie Cafe that you see in your neighborhood and just ask them for Italiana, right?
Yeah, he gets it.
Great. And I mean, sometime this week we had, earlier this week we had
Szechuan.
Szechuan. Yes, you see, Indomie is taking us to different places in the world with their recipes. Amazing stuff happening here on the show, guys. You don't want to miss out on any of it. So whilst our water is cooking, yeah,
we'll just add noodles, then
start to cook. Okay, so just run us through the process.
Okay. Once the water has boiled, add our noodles.
Okay.
Cook for 3 minutes. Then we'll drain out water. Add our sauce. Stir-fried vegetables first.
Very quick and easy recipe.
Less than 5 minutes, your process is ready.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. I can't wait for this process to begin, which of course will begin in a bit while Chef Michael is prepping all the ingredients that we're going to use for our Italiano Indomie recipe. Guys, let's get some updates on what's happening in the world of sports with Mike. Hello, Mike.
Yeah, basically the world of sports with emphasis on football and the English Premier League. Yesterday was a big one. With me here today to discuss all of that and a bit more is Mian Akiri. Mian, it's good to have you. You're welcome.
Good to be here once again. Indeed, the top four race is indeed hotting up, you know, cracking the wall. But then let's see what will be representing, you know, the Premier League in the UEFA Champions League.
In the UEFA Champions League. That's the most important thing, of course.
Liverpool are champions.
Yes.
In Spain, a two-horse race. A point difference. Real could go top.
One game in hand. One game in hand. They will go. They will definitely. They will definitely. Okay, so but yesterday there's Manchester United were up against Aston Villa.
That's it.
VAR is something that this is the first season when it is fully adopted across Europe, and it was at the eye. It was a center of attraction yesterday. There was a lot of controversy concerning that Manchester United first goal. Bruno Fernandes is kind of showing himself as a player who goes too easily to the ground. It's becoming too. It's happening too much. But yesterday, against Aston Villa, you saw that penalty. We'll get to see the highlights now. Was that a penalty? Should that have... I mean, the referee called out.
Absolutely no. Absolutely not. Now, let's take a look at them, or let's re-echo the word. You know, to Aston Villa Football Club, instead of a penalty, indeed to Manchester United. And that was the record equaling 13th penalty in the Premier League season in favour of Manchester United at this point in time. I mean, but then, give it to United. Bruno Fernandes is a very intelligent player. A very good buy he's proven to be. And the likes of Mason Greenwood, Rashford, Anthony Martial are showing that they can rival Liverpool's attacking this season, led by Firmino, Mane, and indeed
Okay,
Salah.
but one thing now, 79 penalties have been given in the EPL. 16.5% have been to Mane, which is 13 of that there. Look, isn't this... You remember... under Ferguson. Yes, you remember the era of Sir Alex Ferguson. Yes, they're better than... Yes, they could probably win even without all that help. But considering what VAR was set up there to do, VAR was set up to be a more objective call, or a more objective to help the referees. We've seen, I can remember a match in Australia where
it should be a robot-like.
The referee was chatting and his voice was made available to the PA, to the public speakers. We're hearing the VAR gave his own assessment. He went there to the screen, saw it, and they had a discussion. Said, no, you gave a yellow card, but I think you should upgrade it to a red card. Said, okay, yes, this foul was very bad. Let me go and upgrade it. And then he goes VAR and gives the man a red card. My point is, England, the match against, I think it was Sheffield United also, where we saw the referee go, it was like it was unusual to go check out the VAR. The referee should have done this. I know VAR has come to stay, but what does this say about EPL referees?
Well, a lot of questions, to be asked about how, they communicate between the referee on the field of play and indeed those in various places who indeed make the final decision and act as VAR. How one will go
the decision should be...
All right, today the Indomie Cafe guys are taking us to Italy, and this morning we are making Italiana. And our Indomie noodles are almost ready, right? They have been cooked. Just, take us through the process of making our Italiana. Okay,
as it is now, the noodles is already cooked. We just fry the chicken.
Let's talk about the ingredients first.
Okay, the ingredients. We have the veggies available. We have the green pepper, there's carrots, sweet corn, onions, tomato, and carrots. All this. This here is for the garnishing. Okay. This here it has chili sauce, special chili sauce. Okay. This Italian sauce. Italian sauce. Yeah. It's made from authentic Italian spices.
All right, guys. So this is the part where you need to pay rapt attention, because I'm going to be asking you questions if you really want to win a meal at one of the Indomie cafes. So,
Okay. So this
is the special
Italian sauce. And it's made from authentic Italian spices. It has oregano. In here it has oregano. There's onions. There's cheese. There's pepper.
Okay.
The rest.
And the rest?
Yes.
You don't need to know the rest. We only want you to mention the names that, the list of spices that comprise of the Italian sauce that Chef Hannah here has mentioned. And of course, right there are the ingredients on your screen. But let's get back to how to make our Italiana. So where we at right now?
Okay, just want to fry the chicken now.
Okay.
Okay.
So this recipe is pretty easy. It's not, so much work at all. Ooh, that's pretty hot. Wow, ooh. That is quite a deep fry. You're not even budging at all. You're not standing. You must be used to heat. Okay. So when the chicken is ready, what's next?
Okay, just fry the vegetables and start the process.
Okay. So guys, today's question is, if you want to win a free meal at any of the Indomie Cafe stores or outlets in Lagos, the question is, what are the ingredients in the Italian spice? Great?
Yes.
That's okay, Abby. Should we add one more question?
No.
No, we should just leave it at that. All right. Like that. So that's it for today. What are the ingredients in the Italian spice? Today's recipe is Italiana. So I want you to go to the Indomie Cafe Twitter and social media platform, and answer the question. And if you get it right, you could win free coupons to a free meal at one of the Indomie Cafe outlets anywhere in Lagos. Great. All right. So our chicken is almost ready. And we are about to stir fry our ingredients, our vegetables, and then toss in the noodles. And food is ready, right?
Yes.
Amazing stuff. So it turns out that there's cheese in our Italian. Oh, I just give
Italiana.
out Italiana.
Oh,
I just give out the. Yeah, but then anyway, go and remember the remaining ingredients exactly. I've given you one expo, so go and figure out the rest. Anyways, if you've been paying attention, you would have, we mentioned them earlier. And that's it And this time out, we are going on a quick break, people. There's still so much more on the show. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, so we have quite a bit that's been happening, and you know, a lot of people have been, you know, talking back and forth about who is going to get those noodles in the kitchen. You know, I just wanted to give you a preamble to the fact that that is I'm one of the people. Puzzled. So those noodles in the kitchen, you know, just stay away.
No, you know this thing you're doing.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
What's his name? Houdini. You just go to that kitchen, you'll find that the table, everything is not, your table is not there. They know now. Those chefs, they know.
And then the chefs now made the mistake of adding chicken to it. There's actual chicken there. So, Mike.
Okay, so you're brushing on the Indomie noodles. Let me. I just so yesterday, while I was having a chat with someone, and the picture just came up on my screen. I don't know how it came up, but it just took me back. You know Salma Hayek, man.
Yeah.
We all know why you like Salma Hayek.
I told you. How do you know why I like her?
Yeah, I know. We know.
Why you like her.
So you say why I like her, man.
Salma Hayek is considered the buxom Latina actress.
Who said?
Who
have you seen Salma Hayek in Once Upon a Time in Mexico? What's it now with Johnny Depp?
She's always been buxom.
I don't understand.
It's not that, Johnny.
Like she was less buxom.
What I would this even say? Speak English. What I was buxom.
Yeah, people will Google it to get the
exactly.
Answer. What is Zeta Jones?
Ooh, also very nice.
That's another.
So no, these women, Latinas and all of that. I still remember some of her movies. I remember Mask of Zorro that also has Salma Hayek and all of that. Man, so they're just those people that I could see and like and a lot of them are pushing their 50s. We saw Halle Berry, which we're going to talk about and all of that. And how these women look at 50,
those are goals.
Amazing.
Those are
it's
goals.
amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Goals.
But
they've taken so many steps to make sure that they maintain a healthy regimen. They look after themselves. They take care of themselves, especially mentally. They keep themselves really, really grounded
and
in what they do.
Okay. Oh, yeah. It's normal sleep. Some of you are looking at him now. It's mental health. We had mental discussion on Tuesday. They say learn to sleep and rest. Sleep.
There's a reason why they call it beauty sleep.
SLEEP. Don't think it's something else. All of you that they say the hell of your mind has just started flying anywhere. All right, but then of course it's time for us to take the news.
Yes, let's give you an update on the ongoing investigation of the acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu. We now know those who are members of the panel. They are Justice Ayo Salami, who is the chairman, DIG Mike Ogbezi, representing the police, Hassan Abdullahi, standing in for the Department of State Services, Douglas Ekweme, representing NFIU. Others are Malam Shamsuddin from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Muhammad Abubakar from the Ministry of Justice, and Kazim Atilebi, representing civil society organizations. Meanwhile, the panel investigating allegations of misconduct against acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, has asked directors and sectional heads from the agency to bring files of cases handled since 2015, including forfeited assets and all cash releases within 7 days. Meanwhile, the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, has asked the Inspector General of Police to investigate the allegation that he collected 4 billion naira from the acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu. Professor Osinbajo stated this in a petition to Mr. Mohammed Adamu through his lawyer, Taiwo Oshikpiton, that, and I quote, Jackson Ude, publisher of the allegation, will continue to publish these false claims on social media until an action for criminal defamation is commenced against him. The statement added that, quote, these vicious and malicious publications are meant to present him as a dishonest and disloyal public officer and consequently unfit for the position he is occupying. His lawyers say if the allegation is false after investigation, the IGP should initiate defamation proceedings against Mr. Ude. Africa's headquarters of the World Health Organization in Brazzaville has urged for equitable access to be expected COVID-19 vaccines. About 7 months after the outbreak of the virus in Wuhan city of China, the world is still racing for a cure for the virus that has killed over 550,000 persons from more than 12 million infections. In Africa, there are at least 257,000 active cases as at Thursday. More than 12,000 deaths have been recorded on the continent, where 522,000 cases have been confirmed. Nigeria has crawled into third place of countries with the highest infections. South Africa leads the pack with almost 50% of confirmed cases on the continent. Other countries in the top 5 are Egypt, Ghana, and Algeria. A former chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association in Ondo State, Dr. Michael Adeyeri, has died of COVID-19 infection. The current chairman of the NMA, Dr. Wale Oke, confirmed this to TVC News. Dr. Adeyeri's death has continued to elicit reactions from medical practitioners and health workers. His hospital has also continued to host sympathizers of different shades. The Nasarawa State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Dr. Abdul Karim Kana, has tested positive for COVID-19. He is in self-isolation at home and is in a stable and clear condition. We are taking care of him, end quote. The Attorney General is a member of the State Task Force on COVID-19, who was reported to be conscious of the pandemic by observing its safety rules like daily wearing of masks, washing of hands, and usage of hand sanitizers. And that's it on the news update. All right.
Yeah.
Time.
So it's that time where we check out on what's buzzing in the world of entertainment.
Throughout the week, many things have happened, and we like to round it off on Fridays and talk about what's been happening. But it's always great to do that. Well, we have a guest standing by on Zoom right now. Let's talk to Abayomi Alvin. Now, Abayomi is an award-winning actor, content creator, screenwriter, and model. Now, his passion for acting made him enroll for a 2-month acting course as early as age 17. Now, in 2011, he
won the pageant as Mr. Ideal Osun State, and in 2012 he was crowned Mr. Ideal Nigeria as he moved on to national level. As an actor, Alvin is well known for his roles in Girl Next Door, Moms at War, MTV Sugar, Jennifer's Diary, and so many other great movies. This morning he'll be joining us to let us in on his journey as an actor. Hey, Abayomi.
CCVO. CC.
Actor, model. What's next?
You know, I'm a big fan of Jennifer's Diary. You know how real all the characters are. It feels like you can relate to some of those characters.
Yeah, and I'm also like the fact that she gives, it's an opportunity that she gives to young, upcoming actors, you know, in the industry who are still, you know, trying to find their footing, which is really, good.
Now, MTV Sugar has been known to give young people a platform to showcase as well, especially but not limited to if you have a fine face. Everybody's always just so fine on that MTV Sugar. I don't know how they do it. And Alvin is also one of those people.
Yes, he is.
And can you hear us now, Alvin?
Hey, clearly. Hi, guys. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Look at that smile.
I'm telling you, very bright and sharp. It's good to have you join us.
You guys are making me blush.
You need to let us in on that journey that you've had in the industry, you know. First of all, what on earth made you go for a pageant? Beauty pageant?
Have you seen him? He's a hunk.
Well, yeah. Apart from that.
Well, at the time, well, I wanted to go into acting, but again, I was also a model. So I was like, okay, how do I wanted to go into acting, but I didn't want to start from at the time, I didn't want to start from the scratch. You get like going for auditions. I want to come in as some sort of king who producers are going to be like, you know, rolling over to get and all that. So I was like, okay, what's the easiest way, or what's the closest way to what I do, to what I can do that I can, used to, what kind of platform can I just go on and become like this king there, and the producers in Nollywood will like, rush. Since I can't sing, I'm not a singer. So I was like, okay, I'm a model. So how about let's go for a pageant, a male pageant. So basically, that was how Mr. Ideal came about as a band. But again, never worked because apparently Nollywood producers are not really they don't really care about you being a model or anything. I still have to go back to I still have to go back to going for auditions and all that. But thank God for where we are today.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you've
thank
worked with one of Nollywood's foremost producers, Funke Akindele. What has that experience been like?
Well, it's been quite awesome, I would say. She's such an amazing person to work with. She's one of my mentors, actually.
Oh, nice.
She's somebody, and I didn't just work with her as an actor alone. I worked with her as a screenwriter as well. Oh. I worked on 2 or 3 seasons of Jennifer's Diary before I had to leave. And funny enough, what most people don't know about my character on Jennifer's Diary was I came in as an extra.
Oh,
you get so my character came in as an extra when we first started in I think December 2014 or 15. I'm not so sure right now. That was the series, not the movie. But my character was one of those extra wakapas with the code there. So basically, one of my friends and I, Auntie Funke, kind of developed a liking towards us. I mean, because we're always there. Whenever they're calling somebody, we're like the first to show up. So the next thing was like, okay, let's start giving these people lines instead of just wakaing about. So basically, in fact, Austin, my character was never in the script. Wow. She just gave me that name and said like, yo, and what should we call you now? How about Henry? No, Austin. I'm like, oh, Austin.
Are you serious? Wow.
And the next thing is like calling me Austin. So basically that was it. And I think after season 1, my character traveled for some reason. Then we lost contact for a bit. Then there was a script I wrote, and we were shooting it in Amen Estate at the time. And they were also shooting Jennifer's Diary. And the next thing, so the producer of that film, Charles Granville, so Auntie Funke was like, oh, Auntie Funke, meet my writer that wrote this. So she recognized me, yo, Austin from season 1, how far now? Where have you been? What's been happening? So the next thing, you know what? You write now, yeah? We need new writers on Jennifer's Diary. How about you come back as a writer? And we also look at how your character will come back into the series. And I'm like, okay. Yep.
Wow. It feels like you had a very interesting journey, and it doesn't feel like it was very challenging. It felt like you just felt you entered one particular gap that was specially made for you.
Well, I would say that. I mean, it kind of always looks like that when you're doing what you're meant to do. Like it's not challenging. Like you just dropped from heaven and things just started working. But I'm still going to say it's really challenging. I've gone for so many auditions that I was never picked. I've been in so many top-notch auditions that are like, oh, I want to get this role. If I get this role like this, I'll be like on top of the world. But I never got picked. But again, I've done it.
So yes,
movies to that. I got through auditions.
All right. Talking about roles, what is that role, that challenging role that you're so looking forward to, that you think it's going to take you to the peak of your career?
Well, that challenging role, you know, the funniest is, do you mean something I've played before or something I want to play?
Okay.
Want to play.
Okay, want. I honestly, you can't really say, because some of these roles, it's not just about you playing the role alone, it's about the producers of the film pushing it as well. As we all know, PR is like the main thing nowadays. There's so many movies that I have acted. I mean, a couple of movies that I played some really challenging characters. And maybe for one reason or the other, the producers don't push the film, they don't release the film. And some as well that we just think, oh, it's just going to be there. Like, for example, I'm going to give an example of a character I played in a movie. Okay. It's okay. I played, funny enough, I played Funke, and I played a crush. I was crushing on her. She's my sister's friend, but I was crushing on her, kind of. Yeah. That's Funke Akindele. So the character was very, I mean, it's not a lead character. It's just one of those characters I played. I'm like, okay, let's just play a lead. But till today, people still talk about my character, and people still buzz me like every day. I watched this yesterday. I watched this, and I never even knew the character was. I mean, I'm like, this character is the. You get.
Okay, so is it that you don't have any sights on action roles or things like that? You don't have your eyes on those kind of things?
Oh, of course I do. Why not? Of course I do. But I'm just trying to say that it's not about of course, if you ask me the kind of roles I feel like I want to play, I would say that, yeah, this, that. But I'm just saying you don't really know the role that will make you big, the way you're putting it.
Blow. Oh. And with
make
that,
it blow. Exactly.
I actually think he's answered the question. You never know.
Exactly what role, what that role would be.
You will never know.
Thank you so much. It's been such an awesome conversation, you know.
Talking to you. Thank you so much. And once the lockdown is officially over, make sure you come making a date with us in the studio. You have to come check us out right here in our studios.
Of course, definitely. Of course, definitely.
All right.
Have
a great day. Bye.
Have a great day as well. Thank you.
Wow.
We talked quite a bit about some of the entertainers that are even in the news, in entertainment news, and we'll be talking about them a little later. But Mike is standing by right now. What's
going on social media, Mike?
Yes, so.
Okay, quite a number of trends, but let's come back. Let's do this back home. We have a few things. We put out our Indomie Cafe giveaway question. I'll go over it again. I know some answers have already started coming in. But during our big game segment, which I really enjoyed this morning, myself and me, and we're talking about Manchester United, who won their 13th penalty of the season against Aston Villa. Now, the question we put out was, do you think the penalty should have been overturned? And we have quite some responses here. So I put out my response first, and at Daketima S stated, this is why I said the English referees are not fit to officiate the World Cup and European Cup matches. They murder football, cause pains. They favor one team above the other. They preferred one manager above the other. Shame to that COVID-19 referee who awarded a dubious penalty to Man U. Where is the VAR? Wow, strong thoughts, right? David says, you guys should leave us alone now. No, we won't. That was my response. And Monday is from River State, and he says, good morning, my name is Monday from River State. I'm real Manchester United fans. That's not a penalty. VAR is a disgrace to Premier League. What a shame that was yesterday. Okay, and yeah, nice one. And Chibike Nkalu says, the penalty was a real scam yesterday. I totally disagree. Okay, facts. So yeah, that one really happened. So let's see some of your comments for those of you who have already participated in our Indomie Cafe giveaway. We put up the question there on social media, and you've already put up some answers there. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Yeah. All right. This is it. So mention the ingredients used to prepare the Italian spice. Tweet your answer at Indomie Cafe to win free coupons to a free meal at any Indomie Cafe outlet in Lagos. Where are the outlets, by the way? Quite a number of places. I know we're supposed to have a branch here, yeah? Okay, so let's see. Let's look at Alibo Tena. Timothy says, Italian spice ingredient, 2 tablespoons of dried basil, oregano, marjoram, cilantro. Is this cilantro or cilantro? Cilantro. Okay. Thyme, savory. Savory, is that an ingredient? Red pepper flakes and rosemary. Wow, rosemary.
I don't know where this person got all the
I love part.
Ingredients.
People were trying to say I love that part. Says I love part. Enjoy the Italian way. Okay, I don't know. How many percent would you give this guy, Chef Mike? What do you think about this guy? How many percent? But if you win, remember you have to tweet at Indomie Cafe. If you win, we'll get across to you. Okay. Let's see. Favor says the Italian ingredients used to prepare the Italian spice are basil, rosemary, oregano, and thyme. Only. Jojo, this Indomie just is only 40 you name. You know, you look out. It's only okay. Don't worry. Just because of his you, we'll give you half of the smallest size of Indomie for this answer. False. Yeah, this thing is rich. Chef Mike and all that, they've stressed themselves. And you now call only 4 ingredients. Eh? No, that's not fair. That's not fair. And Rhoda Taiwo says the Italian ingredients used are oregano leaf, cheese, onions, and pepper. Very basic, yeah? If it's only these ingredients, I'm expert. I'll cook Indomie very easily. But hey, come on, still get your questions coming in. Tweet at Indomie Cafe and also at TVC Connect, and we'll pick our winners and get across to you, get your coupons to have a meal at any Indomie Cafe around you. All right, that's all we can take for now. We'll just take this short time when we get back.
Welcome back. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, it's that time where we give you the latest updates in the world of entertainment. And we're starting
like
off
a roundup.
Yes, like
so
a roundup
of the whole week.
Roundup
so
of the whole week.
Yeah, some things might have been earlier.
That have gone on from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Anyway, starting off with Funke Akindele Bello gives house to veteran actor, Nollywood actor and producer Funke Akindele Bello has reportedly gifted an apartment to veteran actor Kayode Ajirebi, popularly known as Pa James, after his community and house was recently affected by flood. Revealing the kind gesture, fellow actress Oluwakemi Adetorojo, in a now-deleted post on Instagram, used the opportunity to thank Funke Akindele for her show of kindness. Reacting to that Instagram appreciation post, Funke Akindele commented with love and kiss emojis. Funke Akindele's house gift is coming barely 48 hours after Pa James cried out for help on social media that his belongings have been destroyed due to the flood and dirty water that overtook his home. This is, however, not the first time the flood issue has come up as regards Pa James' house. This occurred last year, where his son cried out on social media for the government's intervention. Pa James is a veteran Nigerian actor who rose to fame in the late 90s after playing the now famous Pa James character in the TV drama series Papa Ajasko. So,
yeah, one word just comes to me when I think about the story. God's plan. God's plan. God's plan. Wonderful, wonderful. Like this.
No.
These are the kind of things you just see and you just feel, in spite of all that's happening, and somebody can put a smile, more than even a smile on someone else's face as much as we can in this kind of in these times. I love that gesture.
And this is really coming at a time where a lot of people came out on social media to call out Funke Akindele on how, terrible she is, as they've had some people shared their working experience with them and how unpalatable it was, It's the same thing. I remember when Ellen was being called out for work experience and all of that. That's you're dealing with somebody. Today we just took a movie that she was the lead and she was also the director in that kind of a movie. There are times when, especially when it comes to workplace and you are in charge, there are times when she's working, she's a producer, she's a director, and then she's also an actor. At that time, she's not there to be your friend. Yeah, and she's on you, so
she's
you can
there
imagine
to get stuff done.
Yeah.
So don't go and sit down there and expecting
to be spoon-fed.
To be coddled and they should carry you like what? Come on, man. Give her a break, man. She has to get stuff done. She's in charge of, people should chill, Jerry.
So this
But kudos, Funke.
Yeah,
kudos.
Well
You're just too much.
This gist has been trending all week, and even in the next coming weeks, looking forward to what's going to unravel from it. But American rapper and businessman Kanye West, who tweeted over the weekend about his United States presidential ambition, has come out to talk about the campaign. His decision to no longer support Donald Trump and his recovering process from COVID-19. He made this known in a phone interview with Forbes, where he said he will not be running under the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, but the birthday party.
You see,
according to Kanye West, his campaign advisors will be his wife, Kim Kardashian, and tech boss Elon Musk. When he was about to name the name of his party being birthday party, the rapper said, because when we win, it's everybody's birthday. Wow.
You see,
birthday party.
Look, when I look at this guy, we know that he's eccentric. Yeah, we know Kanye West over time. We know how much backlash he got for supporting Trump and wearing that MAGA hat that time, Make America Great Again, and all of that. He comes out to say he's not supporting Trump. There's now a number of people are saying a lot of things. He's trying to divide votes. In fact, there are theories that look, he's been paid by Trump or he's under Trump to try and divide the votes.
Those speculations are still ongoing. Yeah.
Yes, but you see, the thing I found very, very incredulous about this thing is that when he says he wants to build his presidency around Wakanda in Black Panther. Oh, guy, are you taking yourself for a ride,
Bipolar.
Man? You understand? You come and you say your party's birthday party, you want to rule America like Wakanda. Oh, God, that's a theme, man. That's not how Africa is. Africa is not like Black Panther.
I feel that Kanye West should focus on his mental health. Yes.
The billionaire.
Yes.
Don't talk anyhow.
I said it. Focus on your mental health.
You hit on your mental health. Do you have $1 million?
You should sleep well. You need to sleep well, Kanye. Sleep well.
With all your mental health, that's okay. Do you have $1 million? Kanye West has he's a billionaire.
All right. James Hemsworth. Oh,
Chris, yeah.
my darling. This is my MCM. It's
Friday. MCM on Friday. You need to sleep on there.
Anyway, Chris Hemsworth is prepping for Hulk Hogan biopic. The Australian actor is gearing up to play legendary wrestling champion Hulk Hogan in a new biopic. The Netflix original, which will be directed by Oscar-winning Joker director Todd Phillips, will center on the life and career of the wrestling champ. Speaking on the upcoming role, Chris Hemsworth said, "As you can imagine, the preparation for the role will be insanely physical. I will have to put on more size than I ever have before, even more than I put up for Thor."
Yeah.
When he played the role Thor.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Chris Hemsworth is the ladies' man and all of that.
He is my man, even though I have a man, but I'm crushing. I'm allowed to crush.
Who is he? Is it Chris Hemsworth or Ken Reed? You not choose one. Or Trevor Noah, there are plenty. Choose one. Yeah, my mom.
Okay.
Anyways, Chris, of course, after Extraction brought him. There was a buzz Extraction had, and that buzz was because a number of people could not go to cinemas. It's become Netflix's most premiered movie, or most watched movie, because people were sat at home, and critics went back on front. Extraction was a very, very, for me, a solid movie. A solid movie. It was action, man. I don't know what some people were expecting, but solid. And his stock has definitely risen. To play your Hogan and all of that, well, iconic, when I think of "Dana be a champion." So for those of us who were wrestling fans there, but after wrestling after that era of Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, it didn't change. We used to see too much of acting. I don't know what's up with these new people, but I'm looking forward to that biopic.
Hulk Hogan, as in
that
that weight is going to carry.
He can do it.
Wow.
He can
All
do
right,
it.
so Halle Berry pulls out of transgender movie role. The Hollywood actress has pulled the plug on plans to take up the role of playing a transgender character in an upcoming film following online backlash. The online backlash started after Halle Berry revealed in an Instagram live video her plans for the character. She said, "It's a character where the woman is a trans character. So she's a woman that transitioned into a man. She's a character in a project I love that I might be doing." She added that she wanted to take a deep dive into that world, which is likely referring to the trans community. Following that revelation, the transgender community is not pleased. They have said that the actress even misgendered the character multiple times during the Instagram live, and that members from the transgender community should be allowed to play transgender roles. Reacting to the backlash, Halle Berry issued an apology via Twitter where she wrote about stepping down from the planned role. She wrote, "Over the weekend, I had the opportunity to discuss my consideration of an upcoming role as a transgender man, and I'd like to apologize for those remarks. As a cisgender woman, I now understand that I should not have considered this role, and that the transgender community should undeniably have the opportunity to tell their own stories." Whoa.
Okay, so this hits me different ways, very many different ways. We've come to the point where, of course, when you do a movie, you're doing a movie for the populace, you're doing a movie for the public, you're doing a movie for the fans. But it comes to a point where people are made to apologize for things that they did not, that had no malicious intention when they said it, because of backlash. So backlash has been quite a lot. It's a role, you have people who played blind roles. Doesn't mean that you have to get a blind man. We've had people, So this was quite contentious. Well, she said, okay, well, since you people, this is a community that we're trying to bring out, and you people say you don't want to, let me step down. That's a choice.
Yeah, but eventually, the LGBTQ community have come forward to say, okay, you know what? So they have accepted the apology, and they're like, it's fine. That was reports after, the backlash.
They don't need to talk too much about this thing. But may I just say, if you want to do, go and produce your own movie and act your own movie.
But hey, it's Halle Berry. We have I mean, we can't hate, but we love you, Halle Berry. And
no,
whatever you decide to do, we support you. I will actually be looking forward to her playing this role, you know. I mean, I really want to see.
She's not going to do it. She's not going to do it.
Anyways, and that's it on the entertainment roundup for today. And we're moving over to the kitchen. What's going on? Is our Italiana ready?
I'm in the kitchen, and all of you are going to try and get in here and assume I'm going to let you pass. It's not happening. Don't go. Don't move past it. But the Indomie Cafe have been hard at work, and Chef Michael and Anna have been, in fact, what they've put out on display already.
Great one. So just tell us, how do we get to this?
How did we get here?
Okay, first of all, we stir-fried our vegetables.
Yeah.
Then after that, we added the Italiana sauce to it. Then
all right,
everything together. Just the process.
So for those that don't know what the Italiana sauce is all about, it's a special sauce that is only available
at Indomie Cafe.
At Indomie Cafe.
And that was our question today, right?
Yes.
On our giveaway. So you go up on social media and you follow at Indomie Cafe NG, right?
Yeah.
Answer that question, and you have a chance to be a winner either on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Instagram.
So we'll say it again, just in case you did not, you know, hear it. That's the question.
Oh,
what are the ingredients used in preparing the Italian sauce?
yes. All right.
So answer that, go on their page and drop your answers.
Okay, so Emma wants to try it. So can we pass it over?
Because I'm sitting on the chair.
No, you want? Oh, yeah. You do not know. You'd have come to stand here if you don't want to try it.
Once you're the guest.
Oh, thank you
yours.
very much.
Woo!
I mean,
so you know what?
Really
you know what? Can you taste this one, because we want to take a really special picture of this.
one? No, it's
yeah.
fine.
So
It's
taste
all right.
this and tell us what you think.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to imagine myself in Italy. So that this just takes it home. Like
And to just taste that thing, you're talking too plenty. Taste that thing, imagine.
Oh yeah, Joe. I'm already cuckoo jealous. What do you think?
the cheese though.
All right. It's hitting home for MM.
Done. Yes, it did.
And it's going to hit home for you too soon enough. Wow, wow, wow.
It's been a wonderful time on the show. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of the show. We'll get to see you on Monday. Now remember, of course, the IG Live, 2:30 p.m. later on today, Friday. You have to be a part of that. Thank you very much, Indomie Cafe. Next one is on Friday. We're looking forward to something new and different, right?
Yes.
Great one. We'll see you next week, Monday, 6 a.m. Bye-bye.
Bye.